I'm Brittany Lewis with Forbes Breaking News. Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg testified on President Biden's budget request at Tuesday's Senate Commerce Committee hearing. Buttigieg spoke about supply chain issues and fuel efficiency standards in his opening statement. Take a listen to his remarks.
Thank you very much, Chair Cantwell, Ranking Member Wicker, and to all of the members of the committee. I appreciate the opportunity to discuss the Department of Transportation's fiscal year 2023 budget and priorities. I want to first thank the members on both sides of the aisle who delivered the bipartisan infrastructure law and the fiscal year 22 omnibus. This committee helped to deliver much-needed resources vital for communities across America. Because of these historic investments, the department is now in a much stronger position to help build the transportation future the American people need and deserve, one that's saferable for everyone, from families transporting kids to businesses moving goods. And we've acted urgently and responsibly to do just that. Let me offer just two examples. We recently saw the dramatic collapse of a bridge in Pittsburgh, where, if not for the divine grace of a snow day, there could have been school buses driving over that 8-story high bridge when it fell. In December, we provided the biggest federal highway funding to states in decades, $52.5 billion, to make roads and bridges safer, more modern, and more resilient so people can get to where they need to go. Another urgent priority is addressing the pandemic-driven supply chain disruptions and accompanying inflation, while also ensuring our nation's supply chains are resilient into the future. We've helped to create temporary or pop-up inland ports in Seattle, Savannah, and Oakland. We've made available an unprecedented level of funding to modernize America's port infrastructure. And knowing that people are the most critical element of supply chains, we've acted to help truck drivers, including by addressing time spent behind the wheel without being paid, guiding states to build additional safe truck parking, and nearly doubling the number of registered apprenticeship programs so that more new drivers enter the profession with high-quality, paid on-the-job training. All of this is designed to help move record amounts of goods more quickly and to stem the rising costs of shipping, and it's showing results. A few weeks ago in Tell City in southern Indiana, at a site visit alongside the State Transportation Commissioner, I saw how our federal port investments will support shipments of pig iron through a small river port, supporting jobs for over 1,000 people at a nearby foundry. Across the country, the total number of container ships waiting for berths at U.S. ports has dropped by about 35% since peaking in early February. Employment for trucking rose in 2021 to its highest level since 1990. And grocery and drugstores have products in stock at almost the exact level as before the pandemic. But there is still far more to do to achieve our goals, from lowering costs to giving people back time in their day. In fiscal year 2023, we're poised to build on early progress with the President's budget for the Department of Transportation that totals $142 billion, including $36.8 billion in advance appropriations provided by the infrastructure law. Here are a few highlights. Safety remains our top priority, and our request includes funding to help address the crisis of deaths on America's roadways, as well as to support the elimination of railroad grade crossings that are frequently blocked by trains, which will save lives and improve supply chains. With $4 billion for RAISE and the new MEGA program, we will rebuild century-old infrastructure and lay the groundwork for America to compete and win in decades ahead. We'll also start implementing our new rule for ambitious fuel efficiency standards, projected to save the typical household hundreds of dollars in gas costs, accelerate our move toward energy independence, and reduce billions of metric tons of carbon dioxide emissions. We'll invest a total of $17.9 billion to reverse decades of underinvestment in intercity passenger rail and make fast, reliable train service available to more people. And to keep making progress on supply chains and help move goods faster and fight inflation, we'll invest a total of $680 million to modernize ports, $3 billion to improve the roadways that carry the majority of America's freight, and a total of $1.5 billion for CRISI grants to improve freight rail. That's just a sample of the improvements the American people will experience when they fly, drive, ride, and shop, as enhancing our transportation systems directly helps lower the transportation cost of goods and services. This type of infrastructure transformation only happens at most once every generation, and it only happens if we work together. So I want to again thank you for showing that democracies can deliver for the people they represent, and for ensuring that the United States remains the global economic leader. And I look forward to addressing your questions.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary, and thank you for that fine